Guys, it's Segef,
Frontlinetactic.
and playing in the background is Battlefield Hardline by EA, DICE, and Visceral. They're doing an open beta right now for multiplayer. There's 2 different skirmish maps. One's called Blood Money, and I can't remember what the other map is called. But I just kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit. This was one of the big ones that was premiered at E3 and people were raving about. But let's talk about how I feel about it. Alright, let's talk about the setting. So you play out in skirmishes in, as you can see, a major metropolitan area, which is quite different than normal Battlefield games, which have been usually there has been some urban settings, but usually it's large scale, kind of like open world islands and jungle and yada yada. So to me, this feels like it's basically a reskin of every other military shooter, kind of with a thin wallpapering of the heist. Do you play Battlefield? Did you like the heist? Hey, now you can play both at the same time. The objectives are various snatch and grab, escort and protect style gameplay. So if you've pretty much played a modern military shooter made by Bungie, EA, or Activision, or even Ubisoft in the past, say, 20 years, then the objective and the premise of the gameplay is nothing groundbreaking or difficult to grasp or understand. The handling, it's a first-person shooter. To me, it felt like the controls were a little sluggish, but then again, I mean, this is beta, so there's supposed to be a little bit of, problems with it. They need to fine-tune it, and I usually don't tweak with the settings too much. I usually just roll with the stock settings usually. So that may help it out a little bit. But it's your standard, Call of Duty, Battlefield, gun perk progression. Nothing, basically the same type of level up in gameplay that we've all been experiencing for the past almost 10 years. Nothing innovative, nothing really new in concept or progression, nothing groundbreaking. It's what we're used to. It's the status quo of first-person shooters, just cops and robbers. It is kind of a neat setting. I do like it, the change. So it's not a military shooter. Now we're looking at more of domestic terrorism as well as your local law enforcement and SWAT. I do like that aspect. I just feel like they've waited way too long to actually pull this card out of the deck. They should have done it a lot sooner. Otherwise, now it kind of like lost its the game's, or it's not. How to say this, the notion of this has kind of lost its luster, and you can kind of tell that EA isn't really buying its own crap this time around, and I'm gonna bring up Titanfall again. It's kind of like the same thing. They're pushing the hype on this, they're pushing the pre-order on this so hard. They're like, this game's gonna be awesome, it's what you've loved and what we're taking in a new direction, so you should buy it, cram it in your pie hole, load it on your hard drive. When really it's the same cupcake that I've always bought. To be honest, I think this game is probably worth $40. I mean, it would be a fun title to play for $40 if it doesn't have EA implementing a buy power microtransaction aspect of the game to expedite the gun progression and leveling, because that would totally break this if they did something like that, or XP bonuses or things like that, when you're already paying $60 for it. But if they do implement the buy as you go microtransactions, I would say the game's only worth $20, to be honest. and pre-ordering or paying for this game at full price is just plain stupid. It's you're allowing the company to continue to do the exact same thing over and over again, and in that regard, you can't blame the company because they only put as much effort into a product that they know people will buy. If they know that you're gonna go and line up at midnight at a Hastings, Walmart, GameStop, you name it, for, you know, if you're gonna line up at midnight for the midnight release to buy this game at $60 and they're gonna shovel you a bag of crap and you buy it, you can't blame them. You can't, because you're the dumbass that went and bought it for full price. And you know what? I will take that hit. I bought Titanfall 3 days after it came out. Full price. I've gone to level 18 on that thing and I've not played it since. Just not felt like it. It was fun, and I kind of regret paying full price for it. And I feel like this would be the exact same thing. It would be fun maybe to boot up once in a while, but not worth $60. And so this is on the consumer. The consumer needs to be better about this thing, and don't buy the stupid season passes, because in all aspects it's just like the some of the pre-order bonuses and the pre-release purchases is you're giving them money before they've delivered on a promise. We should make them deliver on a promise before we give them the money. And I think EA has basically gotten used to doing that. So, I mean, this is kind of like a hate mongering on, I guess, not just EA, but just this style of marketing and game making. You're making the same game and you're giving it a fresh coat of paint and then charging people full price. I mean, like I said, you can't really blame the companies because we allow them to do that. They don't rob us. They don't steal the money out of our pockets. We willingly go to the stores and buy the games. So we need to be smarter consumers. I did enjoy my fun a little bit. It would be interesting to see what other game modes that they come up with within this. I do have some good things about it. I do like the open worldness of it, and there's like all sorts of nooks and crannies, and it will take a long time for you to discover all the nooks and crannies within this. Oh, I totally forgot about this part, the driving. Yeah, driving, it's done with your arrow keys, and it's very like you barely touching an arrow key and you just turn the wheel really hard. And so driving in this game is kind of janky, but like again, you know, back to the handling comment I made, this is beta, so no big. But I will provide a link in the section below, so if you feel like coming and checking out the game for free, they are doing open beta for it. There's like 2 maps for it. You have to have an Origin account, and you have to kind of like link your Origin account to this web page, and then this web page you have to like download this little wingding sort of thing, just so that you can talk to their servers, and then you then log in on their website, and then it opens up the window again into your Origin account, which I thought was kind of stupid. It's like, why do this double step thing? I don't know. That's how they have it set up. So I'll put a link in the side. It's free to play for a while. I don't know how long it's going to be, but yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rants. This has been Segef, and remember to chase that paper while on the front line.